Hey gang, this is Ryan Cozy with the Chapel. I hope and pray that everybody's doing well. I'm just getting back in the saddle from a week-long vacation in the Traverse City, Michigan area. My wife's family retired up there, and so I had a very active vacation, but also just a fun, relaxing time as well. And one of the things I'm grateful for is over this past vacation, a couple days in particular, my wife had just said, with kids and stuff, I just asked my wife, hey, can I go for a walk? And she said, absolutely, go for it. And so during this last week, I've been focused in my reading of God's Word and listening to God's Word, through audio or through reading. I went through three particular books last week. One is the book of Job, the second is the book of the Psalms, and the third is the book of Proverbs. And there's a lot to be gained through those three books as part of the Bible as a whole. There's much to be gained. And as I was just thinking through my own spiritual formation, a couple of things came to mind for me as it relates to you all leading people. You have been entrusted to provide leadership in circle groups, and that is no small task. Appreciate your volunteerism, number one, but it is no small spiritual calling to step in and to provide this sort of leadership. And I think with that, I think there's three questions that I want to ask you as leaders. Number one, I want to ask you just candidly, where are you at in God's Word? Is this a part of your daily discipline of pursuing God? Are you pursuing God through the text regularly? If this is something that we're asking of other people in our church, we talk about disciples or someone that daily follows Christ and compels others to do the same. As leaders, we have to model that. We have to demonstrate that. And so just an open question that I have to you all lovingly is, where are you at in God's Word? The second question that I have for you as it relates to just what's going on in your life this summer and the things that you're pressing in toward God for is, if you are reading God's Word, the second question that I have for you is, what is God's Word saying to you? As you read God's Word, we are not just bystanders and partakers of just listening or reading the Word. We trust that the Spirit is going to show us things, and that we have a reality of seeing and digesting God's Word and understanding that God is going to speak to us in some way, some shape, or some form. And so that's the second question that I have for you all. And the third question that I have for you all, as you're pursuing God, if the assumption is that you are reading God's Word, what is God's Word saying to you? The third question that I have then is, what are you going to do about it? So if you are regularly pressing into God's Word, and if God's Word is saying something to you, which I believe that it is, the third thing that I want to know is, what are you going to do about it? Now, I want you to think about this not only for your own personal life, but as you shepherd, as you provide leadership in the circle group realm, the reality is, I want you to be able to call people toward this. And so I can't assume that you're going to be able to do that with a degree of confidence if you yourself are not participating in this. So I want you to think about this for your own life, your own personal spiritual formation. But then I also want you to think about your ability to provide influence and leadership into the lives of people that trust you to provide leadership in the circle group domain. And if these things are happening in our spiritual formation, my thought is that we're just going to be compelled toward the missional edge. That if we see these things happening, not just in our life, but we see them happening in the lives of others that God has entrusted us to lead, we then can assume and hope that this is going to spread. And there's this aspect I think of is, I don't want to start little campfires of missional activity and spiritual formation. What I want to see is a wildfire. I want to see a contagion effect. And my personal belief is it starts with you. As you pursue God in reading His Word and listening to what God's Word is telling you and responding, what are you doing to it? You can invite others into that, and then others will be motivated to go and bring that Matthew 5, that salt and that light that we talk about in engaging secular space. And so it's my hope and it's my prayer that what I'm speaking to you today resonates with you, and it's also my hope and my prayer that you are not receiving this video and coming to the realization that you yourself are not participating in these exercises. It's my hope that you are. If you're not and you need help, email me, rkozey@thechapel.com, or give me a call, 631-2636, extension 227. I want for all circle group leaders to be pressing in deeply to intimacy with God, because if we cannot look one another in the eye and know that we're doing this together, we cannot expect to mobilize people around a principle that we ourselves are not practicing. God bless you, gang. I hope and pray that you're doing well. I look forward to connecting with you next week. Any questions, any thoughts, any concerns, email me, rkozey@thechapel.com, or call 631-2636, extension 227. God bless you, gang.